Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the Pro Basketball Show. We are getting to the final stages of the NBA playoffs and it's about to go down. Now, for the Boston Celtics this year, they had high hopes for the team, but it seems like it's not working well for them. For two teams in the NBA playoffs this year, they were looking to hang banner 18. That is the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. The two most decorated teams in the NBA playoffs are down 0-3 in their series. And you know when you're down 0-3 in the playoffs, it's just impossible to come back because no team has ever done that, and the Boston Celtics find themselves in such a situation. It just looks impossible from here on out. Now, we've seen how good the Miami Heat have been. A lot of people have slept on them, but Felix, now your Celtics are in a position where we can say, okay, they're out of the playoffs now.
Come on, man. My Celtics are...
Hey, you still get this. Charlie, Celtics fans, I mean, you cast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's obvious, yeah, out. But coming into this series, I mean, we all had like huge expectations. These two teams, they have like they have history together. Last year they were in the finals together, and it was a dogfight, you know, to Game 7. And coming into this finals again, that was all that we expected the same thing, a dogfight. We expected competitiveness. We expected like, you know,
and it seems like Miami's bringing all the fights.
Bro, they are bringing it hard on us, and it's crazy because both teams, they play similar basketball. They space the floor, move the ball around, look for the open man, give it to him to shoot the ball. But I think for the Boston Celtics, it has not gone well for us at all. The offense and the Miami's offense, on the other hand, they've done so well. They've done excellently. And again, too, the Boston Celtics have not been able to find solution for Jimmy Butler. They've not been able to find solution for the shooters of the Miami Heat team. And again, too, they've not been able to find solution for Bam Adebayo. It's like everything is going, you know, everything is going for the Miami Heat. And for the Boston Celtics, they are just dipping. And going back again, the two stars in the Boston Celtics have not showed up at all. Yesterday, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum went for 1 3-pointer out of 14 attempts.
Wow, the whole game. You know, and this says a lot. It says a lot about the team. For me, I think the boys weren't prepared enough, and I think we have to give credit. I think
to
even Mazzulla said he didn't prepare them enough.
No, you know, he wasn't supposed to say that. Like,
maybe he was just trying to take the blame.
I mean, even if you want to take the blame away from the players, you don't come out and say statements like that. This is the Boston Celtics. I mean, we are like last year we were in the finals. Last 2 years we were in the finals. Like we've built consistency. You get it, and you can't just come out and say that you didn't prepare the guys, or he should just say that he has been outclassed. He has been outcoached by, you know, Eric Spoelstra. Well, he should just say
an experienced Eric Spoelstra as well. Well, for the Boston Celtics going into this one, I think almost everybody had them winning this series, and they've been able to. I don't know how they've done that, but they've been able to lose this series. Now, for the Miami Heat, we have to give credit to them. Of course, Jimmy Butler is their number one star and he's doing so well. Even in this game, he didn't have to do a lot offensively, just scoring 16 points. But what the rest of the role players did, we must commend them. Now, Miami came into this playoffs with 8 undrafted players. I think Teddy said that the last time here, and these undrafted players have been so amazing. 4 of them have been so good. Max Strus, Caleb Martin. We've got Vincent Robinson, so well. Now, speaking of Duncan Robinson, in the bubble, he was so huge for the Miami Heat. But after the bubble in 2021, he played terribly. His defense wasn't there. But Tyler Hero getting injured this year gave him a chance, and he's done so well for the Miami Heat. So kudos to the Miami Heat. They've played so well. Eric Spoelstra, we've said this. The Heat being able to keep this coach for that long period of time, it just proves that once you give the coach some time, he'll be able to do well with what he does. So yeah, the Miami Heat have done so well. And the Boston Celtics, I have to come to Jaylen Brown once again. It seems like all the blame always goes to Jason Tatum. Now somebody tell me say Jaylen Brown, his name be Jaylen Brown. So if you bricklayer, I will not say bricks the color be brown. So that be why just they lay bricks. The whole of the series, Jaylen Brown has been totally lost. Even with Jason Tatum in game 2, we saw him at least offensively he was there, but Jaylen Brown has been completely lost. I think you have something more to add.
Oh, so I just want to give credit to the Miami Heat team. In the regular season, I think what Eric Spoelstra did was he experimented a few things. He put Caleb Martin, he put Caleb Martin in to guard Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown, because you need somebody to guard one of the Jays. So Butler doesn't have to play as a primary offensive player and again as a defensive player. But to be honest with you, Caleb Martin has he's averaging 20 points per game in this finals.
That's huge.
And this is a role player. This is an undrafted player. So shout out to the Miami Heat team. They've outclassed us. They've outdone us. And they've done so well.
The Celtics say then they bleed green, but this one then they bleed red. Charlie, moving away from the Boston Celtics, now the NBA might be one of the most ruthless leagues we've ever seen. In this NBA playoffs, they've sacked already 3 coaches of top teams. We can start from Mike Budenholzer, who got sacked by the Milwaukee Bucks after being beat by, the Miami Heat we were just speaking of in round 1. Mike Budenholzer lost his job from the Bucks head coaching role, and the Bucks are now looking for a new head coach. Mike Budenholzer was there for 5 years. He was able to win a chip for the Milwaukee Bucks in 2021, and then Giannis Antetokounmpo and co had a good roster, but the way in which he lost, maybe that was the reason why he lost that job. Now, moving away from Mike Budenholzer, we also have Doc Rivers, who also lost his job after losing in the second round for 3 consecutive times with the Philadelphia 76ers, and he has also been fired from his job. Now, the most shocking of them all, Monty Williams. Well, for me, the most shocking of them all, Monty Williams, who was there for the Phoenix Suns for 4 good years. He went to the finals for the first time since 1993 for the Phoenix Suns, and he was able to do well that season, had the best record in the league. But since then, it hasn't really been too well for Monty Williams, and then he has also got the sack. Now, Felix, do you feel sometimes it's unfair to these coaches, and which coach do you feel like didn't deserve that sack, and maybe the players were to blame?
And most of the time it's unfair, and you don't see anybody lose their jobs. You get it. But I think with Monty Williams, I don't blame Monty Williams. I don't blame the coach, or sorry, the players either. Thing is, so the Suns have like new owners. There's a new acquisition now, and I think they have like a new direction they want to go with the franchise. And I don't think they see Monty Williams as as a leader or as the guy to lead them to the next phase. But talking about blaming people, I think I'm going to blame James Harden for for
this one. You're going to let Doc Rivers off the hook.
No, I'm going to let Doc, because he did absolutely well, and most of the time too, the voice, like the coaches, the voice, sometimes it gets old and players get tired of hearing the same voice inspiring them over and over. So it gets old. So sometimes they just need like fresh voices to come there, especially you can tell by like with the Raptors, because Nick Nurse is an excellent coach, and you can tell with Mike Budenholzer too, he's an excellent coach, So I think they just did, but with Mike Budenholzer, so I think like about 3 seasons ago, before the Bucks won the championship, they wanted to let him go. Okay, there were rumors in the NBA that, his voice is old now, and he has to. He had
the number 1 seed, kept on losing.
And he kept losing, and he had Giannis. Giannis was in his prime at the time, and he still is.
Giannis then, at that time.
So, but because he was able to win 1 championship with them, it gave him time to keep building. But it's evident that it's not working.
But speaking of Monty Williams, you didn't make mention of the fact that in 2 years in elimination games, they've lost terribly in blowout losses. They lost to the Mavericks in 2022, and they did save to the Nuggets. So maybe that was the reason why they let him go.
Again, if you look at we can't blame Monty Williams entirely. He's not responsible. He's not responsible for acquiring players and for making
you could also say the way they acquired Kevin Durant, it was because they had hasty, so he didn't have enough time to also.
It emptied his whole bench.
Yeah,
he had Monty Williams
no depth.
Yeah, he had no depth, and again, so he had one of the best defensive players in the league.
Mikal Bridges. Them losing Mikal Bridges was very, very huge. Cameron Johnson as well.
Yeah.
So good for the Phoenix Suns. So yeah, the NBA can be very, very harsh. Now, from one team that wanted to hang banner 18 to another, the purple and gold Los Angeles Lakers are also on their way out of the playoffs. LeBron James, Anthony Davis. They've gone up against a Denver Nuggets side which have been doubted for so long. But come on, we just can't sleep on them anymore. The number 1 seed are here to stay, and they are here to try to win a championship for the first time. It is just amazing with the way they've played. Game 3 went back to Crypto Arena, where the Lakers felt like, okay, they are playing on home court. Even when they were playing in Denver, they were like high altitude, so they were making excuses and things. But they came back to Crypto Arena, and then the Denver Nuggets spanked them. What do you make of that Nuggets victory?
Michael Malone. He's talking. He's talking now. He wants everybody to respect the Nuggets now. He's talking. And if you are being honest, the Nuggets deserve this win. And I can tell though, because the Lakers had some adjustments, especially in game 1. They thought they had figured something out.
I'll put it
But again, so he kept talking. He was like, no, you have to respect the 2-time league MVP. You have to respect the squad we have. And if you look at the depth that the Nuggets have, they were able to acquire Mike Brown and they were able to acquire Caldwell Pope in the offseason. And these are two two good shooters. At the same time, they are two good defenders.
Yeah,
you
I've
know?
been very, very impressed with them.
So you like people. I don't know why people are sleeping on the Nuggets and people are saying all sorts of things about the Nuggets. But thing is, they are playing so well. And again, too, the Lakers have been able to keep Jokic, under wraps a little bit.
Yeah, quiet in game 3. I think it was very
quiet. He was a bit quiet. But again, to Jamal Murray, Jamal Murray has stepped up, and that's the benefit of having like good players who can score, who can play make, and that they can play on off the ball, make go on transitions and all that. That's.
Now, if you look at the box score for Jamal Murray in that game, you realize that he scored 37 points on the Lakers. But you know what? All 30 out of that 37 points came in the first half. Yeah. That was how hot he was in the first half. The Lakers didn't have any answer for him. And with Nikola Jokic, he struggled throughout the 3 quarters. But out of his 24 points, he scored 15 in the 4th quarter. So yeah, he stepped up when it mattered the most. And now for Anthony Davis, I think with the first 3 quarters, he played well, punishing the Denver Nuggets in the paint. He was punishing them on the glass as well, because he ended up with 18 rebounds. But going into that 4th, it looked like he was tired. Now, I've seen some Lakers fans make some excuses, like because the Lakers went through the plane and then they had to beat the Memphis Grizzlies, who are so tough to beat. They had to go against Stephen Curry and then the Warriors. We know how defending the Warriors can be so tiring and tedious. They are saying maybe the Lakers are too tired. Then someone chipped in like, yeah, the Miami Heat have also gone through that process. But for the Lakers, their top 2 stars, Anthony Davis and LeBron James, are old. So maybe playing these match games have made them tired. What do you make of that?
Fam, this is the playoffs. There's no excuse for the playoffs. I mean, if Kobe was here, Kobe would have said the same thing. There's no excuse. Don't make excuse, Lakers. Don't make excuse. But going back again, I think the depth that the Lakers have, they don't have any bigs. If you look closely, they don't really have any bigs. They have a lot of guards. They have a lot of people who can go around the arc and shoot.
Are you sure they don't have any bigs?
But with their bigs, I think Anthony Davis is like the elite, the elite big.
But they've got another good big who is coming back for Game 4. So maybe things could change. Mo Bamba has been announced that he might come back for Game 4. So maybe something might change.
Mo Bamba can't guard Jokic,
but at least he's going to alleviate that pressure off of Anthony Davis for a while in that game.
Fam, I don't think Mo Bamba is a solution. I don't think Mo Bamba is a solution at all. I mean, yeah, he can do the job Hachimura did in Game 1, but Mo Bamba is not. He's not swift. I don't think Mo Bamba is a guy. I don't think he's a guy. I think Lakers should just take this loss and just take it.
Well, the Lakers and the Celtics both are finding a way to do something we've never seen in NBA history. Calm down from 0-3. So yeah, surely next time when we are on the show, we will know whether the Celtics have been swept or the Lakers have been swept. We'll surely be bringing maybe our brooms out. But speaking of one player who's been big in this playoffs and has been slept on, Jamal Murray. He's been so good, and he's been slept on every single time. Because yeah, when you're playing with an MVP on your team, it feels like people are not really looking at you. Since the bubble, he played so well and then got injured, and then people were like, okay, Jamal Murray is not that guy. But Jamal Murray spoke to Mark J. Spears and he was like, he's tired of the disrespect. He says, I don't think I get enough respect as I should be. I'm better than a lot of players in the league. Every time I see rankings of guys, I think, man, that is crazy. Maybe it's because I've been out for so long, but if we win the chip, everything changes. Now, considering Jamal Murray and guards in the league, where would you rank him?
Fam, we've been talking about guards in the West alone, just in the West. We have Luka Doncic. We have Damian Lillard. We have Stephen Curry. We have Kyrie Irving. We have De'Aaron Fox, who picked this year.
Yep.
We have Ja Morant. We have Shai again this year. So we have
elite
Chris Paul. So these are elite guards in the West. So
Charlie, you forget one day. Hey, Russell Westbrook.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Russ is still there. But these are just guards in the West. Alone.
We haven't even taken with the East
alone. So I understand his sentiments, I understand his sentiments and all that he's talking about. But again, Jamal Murray has not been consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been injured for like 2 years straight with an ACL or so. And the last time he had like a blow-up performance like this was in the bubble.
Yeah.
Then aside that, we've not really seen Jamal Murray like peak again. So I understand his concerns and all, but he has to prove more and more, especially in the regular season. So he has to prove. Basketball is not all about the playoffs too. In the regular season, he has, because in the regular season he played the regular season this year,
but he was, I think he was managing his minutes in the regular season because of his injury, trying to get back fully healthy. So maybe that was the reason why he didn't play a lot of games like the other guards did.
Bro. Don't make excuses for Jamal Murray. We all know how good he is, but I think he still needs time to prove.
Well, in these playoffs, Jamal Murray has averaged 27 points per game, helping Nikola Jokic to the Western Conference Finals, in which it looks like they are going to make the finals. That is where we end things here. I did this with Felix, and we had a lot of things to talk about. Don't worry, next time when we are here, we might be bringing the brooms, or the Lakers or the Celtics might go home and might be swept. Join us next time on the Pro Basketball channel, where we bring you all the breakdown and analysis of the NBA playoffs. We'll catch you same time next week. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you're enjoying these playoff analysis. We'll see you next time.